Okay, welcome everybody to this Community Monday meetup. This is the last one for February. As Jesse mentioned, it's really been a quick February, so don't know what really happened anyway. It'll be March soon. I like to keep these Community Monday meetups for Europe, more about the community and meetup parts of these things, so I'll try to be brief with the slides. So one of the top news for this coming month is the Topcoder Freelancer Fair, which will be held on the International Women's Day on March 8th. And it will be organized by Corey Whitcraft, who is here with us, I believe. So since you are a special guest today, would you mind sharing a few words about this, Corey?
Sure. So this is our second Topcoder Freelancer Fair. It happens to be on International Women's Day, but that does not mean that only women are allowed to attend. It's open to all freelancers. And it gives you an opportunity to get interview tips. We have a tech talk happening. We'll have a panel discussion. So it's a great event if you're looking to start a freelancer, starting off in the freelancer world, or already there, looking into it, any stage, there'll be useful tips for everybody.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the previous one, so I'm sure it'll be just as great this time as well.
I think so. We're hoping.
Yep, we do have some really great speakers there as well, giving talks. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, we have, let me pull it up. Because we'll have Suba, a panel discussion for Rise of the Individual. So how to embrace that freelancer lifestyle and choose the journey that's right for you. Lily Fogel with Impressive Interviewing will do interview tips. She's fantastic, even if you are not looking to be a freelancer and just looking to better your professional career. She'll have great tips for you, especially members who may not feel that they speak English well. She has great tips on that. So don't miss it.
Yep, definitely. Shuba is the current interim CEO of Topcoder, I believe, and everyone absolutely respects for all of the amazing things she does. So that's definitely something to look out for. And as for Lily, I've spoken with her personally myself and can definitely attest to her being just as amazing as everyone makes her out to be. So it's going to be a really great event. Thank you so much, Corey.
Thank you, Benna.
I hate being the only one here, like actually speaking. So I always welcome the opportunity to have special guests like you.
Anytime.
Makes it all the more special then.
It's always nice to talk back to somebody.
Awesome. But okay, moving on. We have finalized the stage 1 and stage 2 finalists for TCO. TCO, of course, is like the world championship of everything that we do at Topcoder. There's a track for each of the tracks that we do at Topcoder. And yeah, these are currently updated on the actual TCO 22 website. And these are the finalists for stage 1. So congrats to absolutely everybody, because it's an absolutely amazing achievement to qualify as a finalist to TCO. Similarly for stage 2. Again, congratulations to all of these people. Some of these are newer members, such as Chinvib, who I believe joined only last year or something like that, or began participating. And then some of these are absolute giants and titans of their respective tracks, such as Piotr. So it's really great to see the absolute top of the world within these particular tracks competing here. Congratulations to everyone again. And if you want to visit this list and see this somewhere, you can go onto the TCO website where these are available. some absolute top level veteran TC Topcoder members here. Sorry, I noticed a few people just joined in the room. Welcome everyone who just joined. Welcome Deepak Kumar. Welcome Dharmateya. I was just going through these TCO finalists and congratulating everyone. And congrats to Deepak, I believe you also qualified as a finalist. So congratulations for that. Yes, I believe there is a track for co-pilots, but I currently don't have further information on that. I'm sure you can check the TCO website for that. So here, let me just share these links. And while we're talking about TCO, we're actually currently doing our best to sort of reimagine TCO as somehow better than it has been before. And we are currently collecting ideas for that, and we are collecting them from you, from the community. I just posted a link to the chat for this quiz that you may fill and write in your feedback on this Topcoder Open. So please check it out and write in your opinions so we can use that data to actually improve. As for the regional event, no, there's nothing I can announce at the moment. I mean, everyone wants to have these events locally in person, but it's absolutely impossible to say at this point. We are looking for having TCO changes for this year already, but we're doing our best to only, let's say, implement improvements. So, and that's why we're looking for your feedback on this. If something has existed and doesn't work in your opinion, please let us know and we can fix it. Or if there is something amazing that could be implemented, let us know about that as well. But we're not just blindly going ahead and implementing random things. We're really doing this based on community feedback and actual data. And that's what the feedback form is, so definitely check it out and fill it and send it. Okay, moving forward, there's this Humbleful Cup, which is a yearly event for Topcoder. It is a competitive programming event for SRM track algorithms. Humbleful, which is the username of Harsha, was the highest rated Indian member and is still, I believe, the highest rated Indian member. He was the first red rated Indian member, which really says a lot. And he sadly died in a tragic accident. And since that day, Topcoder has held this Humbleful Cup event every year in his honor, because he was an amazing person. And on top of being an amazing competitor, he was an amazing mentor for many other competitors. And for that, we are hosting this Humbleful Cup, which is an algorithm competition for students with sponsorship possibilities and some prizes and so on. And for this year only, there's actually going to be a virtual event on the Welcome platform for this as well. And the event is going to be open for absolutely everybody. The competitions themselves are meant for students, but the event is open for absolutely everybody. And there's going to be a lecture by the main coordinator at Topcoder, Misov, who is a truly intelligent and skilled person and a previous competitor. And he's also a really amazing lecturer if you've seen him lecture before. He's currently the main coordinator and problem setter at Topcoder, and he's going to be giving a tech talk during this event. So if you're at all interested in algorithms, it's definitely something to participate in. One of the main news for this month that I've been talking about for a few weeks now is this possibility for health benefits at Topcoder. It's something that absolutely no other platform offers, and it's something that Topcoder will be able to offer now after partnering with Safety Wing on it. And what it means is that all Topcoder members, absolutely every single Topcoder member, will have the possibility to getting health benefits through the Safety Wing. For more information on this, we have organized this webinar event on the Welcome platform early next month, I believe. And there's also a forum thread where you can ask questions on it. It's really a big deal, and it's really something to check out. Another big piece of news that I've been talking about for a few weeks now is this Discord server. I believe all of you are already active on some level, at least at the Discord. We are looking to replace the community Slack, and we will replace the community Slack with this Discord because we believe the Discord will be a better platform for its many features. And of course, we want your feedback on actually building the Discord platform into something that really suits you. So it will be actually useful. One of the good things about Discord is that it is easy to customize. So that's why it's good to gather feedback on that as well, so we can really build the platform to be something that's actually useful and informative for people and something that they want to be hanging out at. And as always, there's a few top gigs for the week. So there is one gig for a senior software developer on mainly front-end skills, apparently. It's a short gig of 4 weeks, 4 weeks duration and full-time for that. It offers quite strong compensation, and the working hours are, these look like Asian times to me, so there'd be early or nighttime hours for European members. But it should be noted that it is a short duration gig. It requires really strong background in this front-end software development skills. And it seems they are using some Microsoft technologies, .NET. Then there is a cloud data modeler gig for Python, ETL, SQL, and it will be focused on actual data modeling. So if you're a data scientist on Topcoder, if you have background in database work, in data modeling for enterprises, information management, business intelligence, it's a good gig to check out. It's in American hours, which is, let's say, evening hours for Europe, and is a time zone that many Europeans work at, so worth checking out. It's a 2-month-long gig full-time and offers fairly strong compensation, so if you have the background, it's something to check out. Another gig in American hours, so evening hours for Europe, is this .NET developer gig. It is of longer duration, 24 weeks. It is also full-time and offers fairly strong compensation. And it seems to be a full-stack developer gig for .NET technologies. So there is front-end, and then the backend seems to have these .NET components. So if you're a .NET developer, that's a gig to look out for. And finally, there is a UI developer gig for India hours. So if you prefer working mornings at Europe time, you can check this out. It is also a short duration gig and focuses on SAP and user interface skills. I'm personally happy that there are these shorter duration gigs right now, because it means you can, let's say if you're not familiar with gig work already, you can familiarize yourself with the system by participating in one of these. And also you don't really have to plan your whole next year around it, which is also great, I think. Okay, that's it for the top gigs this week. I think to note is the Topcoder time change. I think the date here is wrong. I think it should be on March 13th based on all of the information that I have. But the Topcoder time will change from UTC-5 to UTC-4. And that's going to mess up with a lot of calendars. Luckily, we do have Topcoder community events calendar, where you can always find the up-to-date times for all events in your own local time. And finally, these are the calendar notes for this month. So on this Friday, there will be the Rapid Development Match 5, which I am proud to announce and hope anyone with development skills will participate in that, or anyone with interest towards development skills will participate in. I am personally somewhat involved in the management of these rounds, and that's why I'm personally looking forward to seeing participation in these rounds. In this particular match, we will be focusing on actual Topcoder APIs and some Topcoder data, and we'll build an example application with that data. These matches last for 8 hours, and they are ranked, and there's some prizes as well. Definitely something to look out for. Then on March 8th, on the International Women's Day, there's the Freelancer Fair we talked about earlier. Definitely an awesome event to look out for and to participate in. On March 9th, there is the SRM 825. SRMs are Topcoder's traditional competitive programming matches that focus on algorithms. They last for about 1.5 hours, and they are brutally competitive. And of course, they are ranked. If you're an algorithm competitor, do mark these on your calendar. And these can also be found on the Topcoder official community events calendar. Then on March 10th, we have a Topcoder Nation show by Luis Milan, our very own maestro. And he will be hosting this show with Ravi Chun on his gig lifestyle and travel lifestyle. And Ravi Chun is a veteran Topcoder member. And Luis's Topcoder Nation shows are always amazing. Then on March 15th will be the health benefits webinar that I talked about. On March 16th, we will launch a marathon match 134. Marathon matches are also algorithm matches, but they focus on optimization rather than the usual algorithm rounds that only have one correct solution. Excuse me. Then on March 17th, we'll be hosting the Humbleful Cup that I talked about. If you're a competitive programmer and you're a student, please do participate in memory of Humbleful. On March 19th will be the next SRM 826, and on March 26th will be the Rookie SRM 11. Rookie SRMs are slightly easier versions of normal SRMs. So if you're not yet confident in your algorithm skills, but are interested in competitive programming at Topcoder, these Rookie SRMs are just for you. And with that, I'm happy to end my slides, and maybe we can transition to the actual Hangout portion of this call, which I prefer to my boring slides, of course. Does anyone have any questions or anything to share?
Okay, yes, I do have a question about this, the APIs. I want to do an article. Well, I'm working on an article. The API article doing automated tests for robot framework. And before, when I was testing a login function, I like to test because once I publish an app, I've never had a crash. So that's because I test so much. So after I tested with robot a certain amount of time, I get locked out. Is that the same with the API, because it's a robot and it's may think I'm trying to attack the system? So what APIs are allowed we can use without that happening? I do the whole thing.
I think it will depend on the actual API itself. And it's probably a sort of load balancing thing or a protection system, because I mean, it makes sense to have those, of course, because otherwise you could try and bring the system down by spamming it with automated requests all the time, and it would stress the system and cause it to fail. So it's good that there are protective measures such as that. And when writing your own bots or anything, applications that use these APIs, it's good to put in some measures that you're not flooding the API really. So maybe you have some delays between your calls or something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it really does depend on the actual application. We're only working with one very single particular API at Topcoder on this.
Oh, okay.
Likely to be different to the ones that you've been experimenting with.
Right. It might be. Mine is going to be I was going to use a challenge, and then do a negative test to test whether a member is present with the membership API. And I just test over and over again.
Yeah.
And I just want to know which ones are safe, because I applied for a Twitter developer account. They give me a runaround, so I don't know if they really wanted to do it for article, because I said I was going to publish my source code. And they asked me the same question 3 times. And then I went out, did a search online, and this guy said, this is what I did to get approved. And I modified it to whatever, and they told me that mine was violating to try again. So I don't think they want the source code published. So
okay.
Yeah.
I suggest you work closely with the people responsible for that, of course, so you don't offend anybody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Okay.
But let's say, personally, as a developer and as someone that is not involved with that API at all, I say that the point of an API is to be programmable. The point of an API is so that you should be able to write software against it. That's the whole point of an API. So in that, I support your initiatives. But again, I'm personally not at all involved with this. And of course, you should not offend the people responsible.
Exactly. Thanks.
Yeah. What are everyone's opinions on the Discord? So I think we will be deprecating the Slack soon. So it'll be a major move then to use the Discord as the main application for communications.
Well, I'm not too fond of it because of no notifications.
Yeah, I think it does require some manual work, or it expects some manual work to be done by the user to mute a lot of channels, so that you're only getting notifications from the channels that you are really interested in.
That's a good question about Slack. Do you? I personally don't know if
I actually don't know either.
I don't think we have a. I mean, yeah, we can keep everyone updated about that in the coming weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's going to be some kind of roadmap that, let's say at this point, we will not post any official things, or we will not officially be supporting the Slack, but it will still exist or something like that. And then eventually after that, we will completely remove it. A good question, Deepak, about RDM and Docker. Docker is absolutely mandatory for RDM because the RDM rounds use an automated tester, and the automated tester is programmed so that it only understands solutions that are written in Docker. But for that, every round actually includes a sample submission for Docker. So you really don't have to be an expert on Docker at all, but rather you will be given a sample submission that has the right Docker structure, and you will be told which console commands you need to run to be able to use the submission and to develop with it. And yes, you can use any language for the backend. That's one of the best things about Docker, because Docker is a bit like a virtual machine. So it's almost like its own little machine, and you can write scripts that install all the software and the languages that you need in there. And then it only exposes the web-facing ports and the web services that you develop within it. So you can write Docker containers using absolutely any language at all. You can use any of the common languages, so Python, Java, JavaScript, C#, absolutely anything, or you can even use some really esoteric or rarer language. So if you want to use Haskell or Common Lisp or whatever, you can also use those for Docker, and it will work just as well. So to answer your questions, yes, Docker is needed, but we will provide sample submissions. And yes, you can use absolutely any language at all for the backend part. A front end is also needed. I think for this current round, one of the problems will be, or let's say 2 of the problems will be backend and 1 of them will be frontend. And as for your question, Dharmateya, you can use React, you can use absolutely anything, but you might have to modify the Docker file. The main thing that's needed is that the functionality stays the same. So in the end, let's say we use port 8080 for testing. So in the end, your Docker file has to host its web service at that port. You don't have to use the sample submission, but you have to use the same Docker structure. I think Docker file should also be included because it is meant so that you can, well, let me think. It might also be that there is an entry point script that you have to modify. So then there is a certain entry point script that we have to call into Docker, and then you have to modify the entry point script so that it calls a different code. But in any case, it should always be so that you can use absolutely any language. For the previous RDM, I think there was a solution written in C#, I think, and then some people did use compiled JavaScript and different JavaScript frameworks. Yeah, please. I will also confirm on Discord as well. But like I said, I do believe there were multiple different languages and frameworks even in the last challenge. I will check it out and I will confirm. And it's a good question. Because the ideal, of course, is to be able to use any kind of framework that you prefer. Is there an active RDM practice challenge? That is another good question. And right now there is none. There used to be one, but it just ended. So we will have to go through the process of re-uploading and rerunning that practice challenge. But yes, it's a good question and there should be one. And I want there to be one. So we will just have to contact the right people and make sure it's rerun. Any other RDM related questions? If not, I actually have one question for Corey still about gigs.
Okay.
So as you know, we have this MuleSoft training and partnership program right now, and I already saw a few MuleSoft gigs. Do you have any special info to share on that? Are there more gigs coming up or more work opportunities? So I actually got myself excited about the MuleSoft training and signed up for it myself already. So I'm interested in seeing what the state of the program is going to be in the future.
Yeah, so there, anytime we have a new skill builder or a new program, it's because more of those opportunities are going to be coming up, whether challenges, gig work. So yes, we will be working more with MuleSoft. I don't know exactly what's coming up in the pipe yet, but there will be some more MuleSoft gigs coming. So yeah,
Awesome.
anybody who wants to sign up and learn more about MuleSoft.
Awesome, that's great. I think now it's the final moments to sign up for it. Or at least the skill builder is finishing in a day or so, I believe.
Yep. Oh,
But
sorry. They're excited too.
I can hear that. Oh, how cute. But okay, that sounds really great. Do you happen to know if the training program itself will still continue after the skill builder? Because I believe the skill builder is just about ending now.
So I don't know. That would be a ask to Nathan.
Yeah.
He would know a little bit more about how long the MuleSoft is going to be and what that partnership will look like.
All right. I guess I'll have to check with Nathan on that. Because I'm sure I'm gonna want to go through the training program still. I probably missed my window of opportunity for the actual skill builder challenge, but I really did get excited about the training opportunity, so I'll have to check up on that. And that's a good question, Dharma. The leaderboard scoring formula takes into account both the submission time and the submission accuracy. I actually created this visualization for it in Thrive in the previous editorial. I wonder if I can find it right now. But for this round, we should actually have an actual automated leaderboard. Previously, it was done manually due to some technical reasons, which was suboptimal, I admit. This time, the leaderboard should be automatic. So here is the scoring curve for the 750-point problem, so the hard problem. The red line means if you get 100% accuracy. The yellow line is if you get 75% accuracy. Blue is if you get 50% accuracy. And green is if you get 25% accuracy. And the accuracy is counted by the amount of test cases passed versus the total number of test cases. And these are plotted against minutes. So the whole round lasts for 8 hours. And this is how the curve looks like. So part of the RDM strategy is sort of weighing your options and see if you can make enough test cases pass in the right amount of time, or if you should stick with a smaller amount of correct test cases and make a quick submission. Both of these really play into account in the strategy for the RDM. Anything else? And by the way, in the future, we might be transitioning these meetup calls to the actual Discord platform in hopes that it will be more, let's say, casual and hangout-like rather than presentation-like, and hopefully help other people join more easily, basically. So I can imagine you might be hanging out on Discord and then notice that there's people doing an actual audio and video hangout, and then that might make you want to join because some people don't like participating in Zoom calls. Do you have any opinions on that? Okay, cool, Dharmate.
I have Nathan's gonna pop in to tell you about MuleSoft.
Oh, really?
Yes. Just gotta get the link for him.
See, there we go. We need this whole Zoom link for anyone to be able to join. But yeah, I think it will be a positive thing to start hosting this in Discord. It should, let's say, lower the barrier of entry to actually joining these calls. And the only drawback will be figuring out if we can record them somehow, or if we need to record them for that matter. Okay, great. We have Nathan here. Welcome, Nathan. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm really well. You okay?
Yeah. So we end up discussing MuleSoft in the call, and I believe Corey summoned you here because of that.
She did. She was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She. Yeah. Said you had a couple of questions. So what's yeah. What are the questions, mate? What are we thinking?
Yeah. So I was actually thinking about the current skill builder because it's ending right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what does that mean to the actual training program? Will the training program for Topcoder still be available after that?
Yeah. So the MuleSoft accreditation for the Anypoint platform is going to be running for a long time. So that's going nowhere for people that want to learn how to become a MuleSoft developer. I've got to say, like the opportunities that are coming out of MuleSoft at the moment, I think Topcoder, the platform, is going to be getting a lot of gig work opportunities, but also through the challenge model in the coming weeks, there's going to be a lot of conversation with MuleSoft customers about how they can use the Topcoder community to solve some of their challenges. And so it's going to mean a lot of work coming through for Topcoder members who are accredited on the MuleSoft Anypoint platform. So I'd recommend that people do it and they encourage their friends to do it as well. It's a really good way of getting into the space as well in terms of a tech space just generally. You don't need to have any sort of coding development skills. You don't need to be massively experienced with coding, and it's going to give you that sort of step into the industry. So I'd recommend encouraging your friends to get involved as well. In terms of the skill builder, I think we are probably going to run it again at some stage, just because the demand from the MuleSoft community has been really positive, and we know that the MuleSoft community haven't got any sort of exposure to this already. Like there's been a lot of demand from our own community at Topcoder. A lot of the MuleSoft ambassadors have jumped on board, but actually in terms of marketing this to the MuleSoft community, there hasn't been much to this point. So we feel that there's a huge opportunity to continue to grow this MuleSoft community within the Topcoder platform, and we really want to do that, because when we do that, it will mean more opportunities come for everyone.
Okay, great. That's certainly a relief to hear, because I believe I've already missed my window of opportunity for actually participating in the skill builder. But talking about the MuleSoft here for multiple weeks actually got myself excited about it. So I thought it would be nice to actually sign up for the program and see it for myself on what it really offers and what it's actually about. So I've actually signed up for the training program now. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Good. Well, you'll be an official MuleSoft developer within 4 to 6 weeks, Penna, depending on how quickly you can type.
Awesome. Well, I am a pretty quick typer. Well, actually, not at all. Yeah, that's great to hear. And good to have you here, Nathan.
Yeah, my pleasure. Glad to be here, mate.
But all right, I believe we were right about finishing up, unless there's any other conversation pieces anyone else has lingering here. Are you actually on the Discord platform, Nathan? I'm not sure if I've seen you there yet.
Yeah, I just actually joined. I joined last week, but I had some problems verifying. I think Nick had locked me out because he was aware that there's a sports channel, and he thought I would, infect everyone with my views on football. So he locked me out. But I'm in as of like an hour ago. So my views are coming, folks, and I'm excited to see what's going on in there. Everyone's giving it a lot of hype at the moment, Penna.
Yep, definitely. But okay, that doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense. They might have to close the whole channel now.
Yeah,
but we'll see about that.
Move back over to Slack now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been talks of actually moving this course to the Discord platform as well, because it does offer video and audio calls.
Yeah.
And it does have a greatly lower barrier of entry, because for actually joining these calls, you have to find the Discord registration link and fill in all your registration details and maybe getting an email about that and so on until finally you get to open your Zoom client and then finally get to join the actual waiting room, and then finally possibly someone maybe lets you in. On Discord, you can just click join and you're in.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Nice idea. I like that. That's cool. That'll be a few last steps in the process, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, looks like there's a lot of potential with the Discord platform, but it does require some adjusting too.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Does anyone else have any comments about RDMs or about the Discord or about MuleSoft or anything else? If not, I'm going to wish you all a great week, as great a week as possible within the current situation. I hope you all stay safe, and I hope you'll be able to have a nice week and a nice month. Thanks for joining. We ran this session a bit longer than usual, but there was some great discussion, and I'm happy you were all able to join. I hope I was able to clarify some questions that rose up. Again, thanks everybody, and do have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bennett. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.